Pakistan's devious plans in the Poonch sector has been exposed by the DIG who looks after the range. He says with 90% of the LOC snowbound, the only possibility of infiltration is through the Poonch sector. That's why there is such a high level of firing going on there. Speaking to Headlines Today, DIG Danish Rana has said that on the night that the two soldiers were killed, there was heavy shelling on 3 of their posts. Let's just listen in.
See, in winters, the passes in Kashmir, the other infiltrating routes get closed because of the snow. The passes are snowbound, and LOC in Poonch Rajouri, we don't see that kind of snowfall here. So it leaves this is the only option available to them. So they make these attempts. Similarly, in other areas, the fencing has been very effective. I'll not say the fencing has not been effective here. Fencing has been very effective here also. But we have certain villages where certain inhabited areas which are beyond the fence also. Because sometimes the fence is 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers short of LOC. So we have inhabited areas which are beyond fence also. But primarily, it is the terrain and the weather which is conducive for infiltration, especially in the winter.
Deputy Editor Shiv Arur joins us live from Mender. Shiv, coming to you now, you heard the DIG of Poonch and Rajouri area out there talking about the increase of infiltration bids by Pakistan. Clearly, he's talking about the modus operandi being used, especially in winter time.
That is correct, Vedika. The fact is almost all of the other infiltrating routes, which include Kupwara, the Keren sector, the other ones in North Kashmir, are all snowbound at this time of year. They're closed, and it's very difficult for terrorists and the Pakistan army to actually facilitate infiltrations through those areas which are usually very busy during the summer months. Every other month, those are the routes through which infiltrations really happen. But Poonch sector, usually during the winter, becomes a sort of focus for infiltrations, simply like the DIG correctly said, because even though some of these passes are snowbound in the Poonch sector, they're not as they're not as hostile. The weather is not anywhere as hostile as it is in the rest of the Kashmir division of the line of control,
right.
And therefore the Poonch sector becomes a sort of focus area for these infiltrations. Apart from the fact that the Poonch does become a focus area at this time almost every year. This year specifically, as a result of the lowered number of infiltrations last year compared to the year before that, there has been pressure on the Pakistan army to actually up the ante, increase pressure and increase the number of infiltrations. That's why you're seeing sustained ceasefire violations in Poonch this season.
Right, Shiv, do stay with us. Let's just once again listen into what the DIG of both the area of Poonch and Rajouri had to say about how Poonch seems to be the focus area as far as Pakistan is concerned.
See, in winters, the passes in Kashmir, the other infiltrating routes get closed because of the snow. The passes are snowbound, and LOC in Poonch Rajouri, we don't see that kind of snowfall here. So it leaves this is the only option available to them. So they make these attempts. Similarly, in other areas, the fencing has been very effective. I'll not say the fencing has not been effective here. Fencing has been very effective here also. But we have certain villages where certain inhabited areas which are beyond the fence also. Because sometimes the fence is 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers short of LOC. So we have inhabited areas which are beyond fence also. But primarily, it is the terrain and the weather which is conducive for infiltration, especially in the winter.
The DIG, they're exposing the plot of Pakistan. Well, Pakistan has been provoking India for the last 4 days now. The line of control is simmering with tension, with fresh firing on both sides after Pakistan's side violated the ceasefire on Thursday evening. Now, Pakistan units began firing across the LOC at Bhattal and the Krishna Ghatti posts in the Poonch sector that we're talking about. This is the 4th ceasefire violation from the Pakistani side in 4 consecutive days. The Indian Army said it did deliver an appropriate response of firing from Pakistan. Pakistan in turn has alleged that the firing resulted in the killing of a Pakistani soldier. Coming back to Shiv now. Shiv, clearly what we're being told here is that there has been an increase in the level of infiltration bids through the winters. What's really worrying is that there seems to be a link really between the terrorists and the Pakistani army as we speak, because they seem to have a one-point agenda through the winters to infiltrate as many terrorists across the LOC as possible while there is fog, while the winters are there, while there is heavy snowfall.
That is correct, Vedika. I mean, they're trying to take advantage of the inclement weather, even in the Poonch sector, to try and infiltrate as many terrorists as possible. Because remember, if they don't infiltrate people within a given time frame, then the intensity of the violence that they can actually sustain in the Kashmir Valley, takes a drastic hit. Men and materials have to constantly be replenished in the Kashmir Valley in terms of militants and terrorists if they want to keep the entire insurgency alive inside Kashmir. Now, that having been said, the link between Hafiz Mohammad Saeed, who was sighted just a week before the January 8th attack in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, especially in the general area of Maindar and the corresponding site in POK, is not new. It's been happening before. The link has only become stronger over the months and years, and considering that the number of infiltrations had actually taken a dip, there appears to be a greater amount of aggression on the side of the Pakistan army to actually push as many people as they can inside Indian territory as they possibly can, because at the end of the day, people are being trained on that side, and they must have something to do. That's what the Pakistani state wants, and therefore this pressure to increase the number of ceasefire violations, divert attention, and get as many terrorists into Indian territory as possible.
Shiv, we also have this exclusive report from you really, where we talk about the 2611 mastermind Hafiz Saeed's role in this barbaric killing of the 2 Indian Jawans. The information exposes that you in fact gave us the Pakistani army's link with the 2611 mastermind Hafiz Saeed in perpetrating the barbaric attack. Give us more details about this exclusive information of the link really between Hafiz Saeed, which has been re-established through the information that you've given us, with the Pakistani army. The fact that he, along with Pakistani army officials serving or retired, actually wrecked the entire area before carrying out this heinous crime.
Well, the link doesn't even need any more establishing over and above the different times it's already been established in stone. The synergy, the symbiosis, the equal partnership between Hafiz Mohammad Saeed and the Pakistan army, is set in stone. It has been over the years. On this particular tour that he took over New Year, he actually traveled with 2 either serving or retired, that is not confirmed, but Pakistan army officers who are acting as liaison escorts, facilitating his movement within POK, and actually introducing him, and setting up meetings between him and border action teams, members of those border action teams, including both jihadis as well as Pakistan army officials, personnel, including from the special services group that may have actually carried out this attack on January the 8th. So the link is there. It's there for everyone to see. Audio intercepts also suggest this link. So it's just a question of another layer being added to the mountain of evidence of this link between the Pakistan army and terrorist mastermind Hafiz Saeed.
What's also infuriating, Shiv, is the fact that we have details that go on to suggest that there was a bounty really that was offered to these people to bring back the severed head of our brave hearts.
Yes, there are inputs that suggest that there were speeches made, inciting this sort of violence, where specific instructions were given in the form of some kind of a bounty. The amount precisely is not confirmed just yet, but we're hearing about 5 lakh, Pakistani rupees is what we're hearing from our intelligence sources. But like I said, this isn't the first time that speeches of this kind have been made. Hafiz Mohammad Saeed has made anti-national calls, anti-India calls, not just in POK, but in the big cities of Pakistan as well, Islamabad and Rawalpindi and Karachi. He's made speeches in all of these places, so it is no surprise that he would make such a call and put a specific bounty, on the head. It is for intelligence agencies now to get into the specifics of that tour that he made and make the precise link between the words that he used during that tour and what finally happened on the 8th of January.
Right, Shiv. Thanks for reporting from the LSE there.